guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back today with another review of the challenge 37 Spies, Lies, and Allies. This is episode 11. So we're gonna get right into it. I want the Ruby team to somehow, pull out a daily challenge win just to show people because Corey is not weak. Corey is not weak, and Kyle is not weak either. The real factor is that it's them stacked up against the Emerald and the Sapphire team that makes them look like they are the weaker team. They're not a weak team. It's just that you have people like CT on Sapphire, and then you have Emerald that got everybody that's good at everything. So it's kind of tough. And people on Ruby don't have a puzzle person that can help them with that. And the strongest guy is, I would say, Corey or Kyle, but they just, it's just in comparison that makes them seem like they are lacking. But I think they're pretty good in general terms.
Yeah. Well, Corey my number one, so
Yeah, so Corey is pretty strong. But so after that, they go to the challenge. We show up at the challenge, and what is the name of the challenge, Rayson?
it is satellite sabotage.
Yes. So in this challenge, they are still in their cells, and so each cell, Ruby, Sapphire, Ember, will get a chance to go. They have to jump from one platform. It looked like it was about 6 platforms that they had to jump onto without falling into the water. And once they got to the final platform, TJ told them they have to take a leap of faith and pull a plug as they're falling. It's 8 plugs, and each team member gets to pull a plug, and then whoever at the end of it has the most plugs wins. Also, while they're doing this, the other 2 teams on the ground will be spraying them with a giant water hose. So just to disorient them, and also to make the platform slippery and everything, so that they will fall into the water. So Sapphire goes first. CT goes first. He gets across pretty easily. He is tall. He has long legs, not that hard. However, the rest of his team do not make it through. They all fall into the water, or like give up. Ashley gave up immediately. But Amanda tried. Amanda did try, and Nelson did try, but only CT made it through for his team. And then after them, we have Ruby. Ruby went, and I think they did really good. Corey went, he did it. Kyle went. However, Kyle, when he got to the last one, he did not take the leap of faith like TJ said. He was pretty clear, like you have to jump off of the platform, and as you're falling down, you need to grab the plug and fall. But Kyle jumped on the platform and pulled out the plug from underneath, and then he jumped into the water. So they still on the board, it told us that it counted, but we remember the rules, and everybody on the ground was like, oh, the rules. And so I was like, they're not going to count it. I don't know why they even added
Oh yeah,
that.
I was gonna say I don't even know why they even did that. At that point, it wasn't like everybody. It was like even like if they wanted to do like a surprise shock factor, it was like it was pointless because we all knew that this whole challenge was honestly boring to me. Like
Yeah.
it was like la di da. I don't even remember Ashley even going. I really don't even. I don't
You
think
don't remember Ashley go? She was
I
like, I
honestly
can't
don't
do it.
even.
I can't
I
do
don't.
it. She jumped in.
I don't even think I paid attention to the whole Sapphire. The only thing I really remember is hearing Kyle, no, don't do it. You can't do that. And then I think seeing the Emerald team, like I
Yeah.
literally.
Well, the rest of Ruby went. The rest of the Ruby team went. Most of them failed, but then Logan, who has an injured ankle, I don't know what's wrong. Something's injured on him. Hamstring. He has an injured hamstring. He did really well. It was like everybody was like, it doesn't even seem like he's hurt because he just jumping from one platform to another, and he got to the final platform and he pulled it, and his counted. So it says on the board 3 for Ruby, but we know that second one Kyle pulled incorrectly and probably will not count. So now we have what's it? Now we have Emerald going, and like the beginning of Emerald, they all fall. But then, the top dogs on Emerald, as far as like the people who are like considered the stronger competitors go, Casey goes, she pulls her plug. Uh, Devin goes and he pulls his plug. Devin did good. He did really well. And then Emmanuel goes, and we're like, of course, Emmanuel's going to pull a plug because he's kind of a physical beast. But then he actually does end up falling. So when we get back down to the ground, we know Sapphire's out because they only got one. Ruby got three and Emerald got two. But TJ lets us know, as we thought, Kyle's did not count. So now it's 2-2 and it's a tie. And I guess they go down the time, whichever team did it faster. And Emerald won. I was really hoping Ruby would have won that. That would have been just like a good upset. I would have loved it. Emerald pulls out the win again. And so afterwards, we see Emerald debating about who they're gonna put in. They mentioned maybe throwing in Ed, but they mentioned would Ed, if he won, try to infiltrate the Emerald team. And then they mentioned Corey. So they give a couple options that we're kind of to like, to have us kind of thinking who will they pick. And I had actually forgotten the format because I was like, if they're picking, who picks the second option? I totally forgot the format from last episode. But when they get to deliberation, everybody gives their like spiel about why they should not go in or who should go in. And Corey speaks, and then Ed speaks. Ed speaks up and he says, like, what's his name? Logan. What does he say? He makes us argument to say, it's only two rookies in here. So I feel like you all might have an obvious choice. You could pick me or Logan, but I'm gonna volunteer myself to pick I'm gonna volunteer myself for you guys to pick me because my boy Logan, he got an injury, blah blah. In the end, the Emerald team decides to throw Ed in. So Ed is the first vote, the first person in. When we get to elimination, the first thing we see is the sand and the circle around it and the pole. So we know it's going to be pole wrestle. TJ calls Ed down and he asks him who he wants to pick. So Ed was taking forever.
Yeah,
Well,
he
no,
gave
no,
a
no.
whole monologue. It was like, boy, just say who you choosing. Like,
Yeah, he was doing the absolute most. I was like, yeah, come on, baby. Like, stop. Like in the end, like Tori was like, come on. It was like I think he just didn't want to make enemies and he was just trying to like explain this is why I chose this. You know what I mean?
very PC about it.
Yeah, he is. So, but it made it sound so long-winded. So Ed at the end of it all ended up choosing Kyle to come down. Kyle, I don't think is the best choice. I probably would have went with Nelson. Personally, if I was Ed, like you and Nelson are about the same height. Kyle is a little bit taller. You got more legs than you.
Plus, Nelson elimination record is trash. So
He said that, yeah. But also, I don't know if Ed is a competitor that has studied the game. You know what I mean? Like, pay attention to competitors' stats and stuff. So maybe he don't know Nelson's stats, and maybe he
they gave
don't
them
know.
the whole folder. It had all the elimination. Well, I don't know if Ed got it too. I'm pretty sure Ed. I feel like all the rookies had to get it. But yeah, they had the at least when they first got
I'm talking
there.
about when they first got the part. I didn't
Yeah.
even see that. They don't even know what it was at. I ain't seen nobody pull it off since. But he chooses Kyle to come down with the pole wrestle, and everybody's reactions and confessionals is like, why would you pick Kyle, who's won every pole wrestle he's ever been in? And they kept calling Kyle like a pole wrestle beast, and I was like, stop exaggerating, please. Like, please, y'all doing too much. And then they have CT go down there and be like, he beat me in a pole wrestle. Why would you pick him? And I was like, first of all, let's not forget the other human being that was in the pole wrestle with him. It wasn't just Kyle versus CT. It was Kyle, JP, and CT, and they double teamed CT to get him out. So it wasn't Kyle can't take CT by himself. Let's not even pretend and give that narrative. I was like, who told CT to say this? Because dang on well, Kyle is not doing a wrestling match against CT. Stop it. Stop it.
All I'm saying is
He
they
was,
didn't try to play up Kyle. Like he only been in what 3 pro wrestles.
yeah, they was acting like, I was like, what are we talking about? They was acting like he just like this amazing elimination guy, and I was like, what?
Now after this season, I can see them saying, okay, now he's like the pro wrestle king. But like, baby,
Yeah,
don't give titles that we not asking for.
yeah. I was like, I've never heard that mentioned ever in challenge history that Kyle is the king of anything to do with anything.
Oh, y'all gonna start saying that Fessy's the king of hall brawls? Because we know
That's
that's
right. That's what they gonna say. You know, he always win hall brawls. And I'm like, what? The pole wrestle elimination starts, and best 2 out of 3. Once they get started, the first round was the round that lasted the most. Kyle had a strategy of just trying to hold on to it as much as he can and let Ed expend his energy. And Ed was doing really good with like just trying his best. He got like in a standing position and was kind of using his hands and arms to just pick Kyle up and slam him down to try to get the pole out of his hand. And Kyle just kept hanging on. And eventually, as they like kind of twisted around, Kyle was able to pull the pole out because it had Ed's hand at an awkward angle, so he pulled it out. So Kyle got round 1. Round 2 did not last that long because by this time they both was tired. Ed had expended a lot of energy trying to get that pole out of Kyle's hand. So it was a pretty easy elimination win. Not easy, but it I don't think it lasted as long as they tried to edit it to last. Kyle won 2-0.
I was indifferent either way it goes. Hasn't been like the best for Kyle as far as like the way they portray him or the way he's portraying himself or whatever's going on with his edit. Basically, I don't like. So Kyle wasn't like one of my favorites. Usually he's like one of my, he's like my underdog. That's my guy. But this season I'm just like, yeah. So either way it goes, I was indifferent on who would have left.
Yeah, I agree. Once it's all said and done, Ed says his goodbyes because he's out of here because he lost. And he leaves. It's now up to Kyle to decide if he's going to go back with his team, which is Ruby, or if he's going to infiltrate either the Emerald team or the Sapphire team. This whole time for last episode, and episode before that, I think, or no, last episode, sorry. Kyle has been saying that he will turn green, he will go green, he will pick Emerald if he gets a chance. And everybody on Emerald looked scared, or not scared, but just like a little bit nervous. But then Kyle says that he is going to go with where CT is, and he's gonna pick the Sapphire team. And CT, he didn't seem too happy about it. I think he's pretty much indifferent because but he didn't express that he was happy about it. He said Kyle's kind of like a disruptor, so he's not necessarily happy about Kyle being on his team. But also I think this is a pre-planned decision. I'm pretty sure Devin talked to him. I'm pretty sure that CT might have already known this, because I don't think Kyle would have chosen the Sapphire team over the green team. Even though I think being with CT is a good choice, I just don't think he would have made that choice. I think he would have went to Emerald. I'm pretty sure him and Devin had a conversation, and Devin presented to him that you should be on the team with CT, because there are 3, and then Devin has that green team on lock. So I'm pretty sure there was a conversation before this that you should pick the Sapphire team. I do believe it was. I just don't think he would have done it. But yeah, so he picks the Sapphire team. And he picks to take Nelson's spot, and Nelson is sent over to Ruby, as I told you would happen.
It's me. It's like,
I told you that was gonna happen. I was like, they're not gonna get to choose. You are the loser. Like, not a loser, but I'm the winner. You don't get to make no choices.
I get that, but I just don't see why are they? I don't know. It just don't sit right with me.
I knew that was gonna happen, but now Frank, no, I don't think. I don't think that made not the Sapphire team. I don't think that swap made the Sapphire or the Ruby team stronger or not stronger. So I just don't think Nelson going over to Ruby really hurts him or helps him.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think overall it helps Ruby in the grand scheme of things.
Why? Why do you think it helps Ruby?
Because one, Kaya was playing against them, so they had a person who
Oh,
didn't
okay.
want
Well,
to
yeah, they'll
experience.
have more unity. Yeah.
Then Nelson and Corey know that they will be gunning. Like if they lose another challenge, they know that they would. Well, I guess not because Corey wouldn't pick Nelson, but they know they just got a different. Now that they're together, they know they have to win because it's either
Yeah.
gonna be me or you. So now they got this instance of we need to win, so we not getting down there because I'm pretty sure. And then well, it's a female elimination next week, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, overall, I just feel like it's a better team.
That is the end of the episode, guys. So please like and subscribe, comment on the video. We will see you on our next video for the challenge 37. Peace.